everybody. It's been a while since I did a car video. My car didn't connect to my car, so thought I'd better get on here. It's been more than a minute. I've got all my boys back. They're moving home. We got tiny houses because we bought a property. Excuse me. And we're trying to make a home compound. And so, two of my boys are boilermakers, so they travel. They have to go, to Ohio for a couple of weeks, and then they have to go to Utah for a couple of weeks, and then a couple of times to Michigan for a couple of weeks, and then they spend the winter up in Wisconsin. And so they have houses on our property, but they won't be here very much. The youngest one, if he did schoolwork, might be a senior this year, but right now I'm fit to be tied with him. But he's my last one. So, at least he's not doing the stuff the other two are doing. So anyway, down here in Arkansas, it's working pretty good. Can't complain. I could complain a lot, but I'm not going to because it wasn't doing any good. Nobody'd listen. And I just haven't had a chance to do videos because we have 10 people living in our house right now, and there's just no time that I can just sit and talk to you without having a big old audience listening to every word I say. And so I don't like to do that. And then in the car always attaches to the radio, and then it won't let me do anything because the safety features. But it's Saturday morning, I'm running to the bank because the bank's goofed up some bills and I've got to straighten it out. And it really ticks me off because the money was there. And they act like it's their money. And if they don't like what I spend it on, well, then they're not going to pay it. Well, wrong. And if they give me any trouble today, I'm just going to close my account. Because I put my money in there for them to hang on to it and decide what I was going to spend it on. So, anyway, I got a contractor out there building their little houses and things like that. But it's just crazy. It's just freaking crazy. Breakfast of Champions. I wasn't planning on going anywhere today, but see how that worked out, didn't we? It's Saturday. And I have a Chinese pen pal. Isn't that cool? I got on the Chinese app. It's really easy to make material in there. My goodness. I show them my chickens and they go crazy. So, because they know there's so much lying going on with our governments. They are lovely people. They live in nice apartments. There's so many of them. They don't really live in houses. They call it Tier 1 city, which is the smallest city they have. 1 million people. And then like a Tier 2 is 2 million people. I mean, that's insane. I can't even imagine. That's more people than we got in this entire country. Yeah, because we have a million. Yeah, a million. Yes. We'd make 3 cities. We'd make a Tier 3 city, our entire country. Then go up to 5. They have health care. They don't have taxes. Once their house is paid off, they don't have to pay for it anymore. I mean, it's crazy. They thought their government was lying to them when they told them that we had to pay taxes after everything was paid off. We still had to pay taxes on stuff. And then they thought that their country was lying to them when they said that people would be paying their student loans off clear until their 40s. And we had to say, no, that's the truth. So they were surprised by that. They are not starving by any stretch of the imagination. But I told them about how we here, when we were little, and I did with my kids, tried to dig to China, and just to keep us occupied and out of the house. And they said that they've been writing letters to us in high school, and we're all known as Lulu. And they pretended to have Chinese or American pen pals so that they could practice writing letters and things like that. They have beautiful handwriting. One of them does anyway. And so my pen pal is a psychologist in China, in Beijing, and she's actually trains for her business, for her company. She trains other psychologists. She's like the teacher of them. And then, but I don't think it's a school. I'm having a hard time understanding, but I'm kind of getting the gist of it. My cousin that I live with, I call her my sister, so I'll interchange cousin and sister in there because it's a lot easier to say my brother-in-law than my cousin's husband. And so, anyway, she got a pen pal, and hers is 22, and she's an artist. And she sent her some bookmarks that she had actually painted and drawn, and it's amazing. But that slow boat to China is a true statement because, man, it takes forever to get mail back and forth. But we do it, and it's fun. It really is. I want to send her a package, but I don't know what to send her that wasn't already made in China. So I thought I could send her one of my books. I'd like to send a cowboy hat, but she'd probably get those up there. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we had like special candy or something that they don't have there that wouldn't melt. But it's been kind of fun. I never, in 5 years ago, if you told me that I was going to have a Chinese pen pal, I would have told you were bonkers. But it's just amazing how small this world is becoming. I went over there, not over to China, but I went over to that app, as did a lot of TikTokers, because they turned off TikTok. And they were going to, and they did, but I was already over there. I went over in January, and I'm loving it. You know, and it's funny, the language thing, because somebody called me an old lady, and I kindly told him, you know, he was thinking, complimenting me, but called me an old lady. And I said, thank you very much, I appreciate that. I said, but just so you're aware that you don't call women in America old woman, and because it's considered an insult. And I found out then, after he apologized and tried to explain the translation, except he told me 2 Chinese words and that they were different, and I was like, I still don't know what that means. But somebody else came on there and said, he didn't call you old lady, he called you granny, which is a term of endearment. They do call me grandma, they call me aunt, they call me sister. It depends on the age. It is, in their culture, it is polite to be called by, like you're a member of the family. And so, if you're older, so mom or grandma, and I had this one kid on there. He was so freaking cute. I mean, not a little kid. He was grown, working, But he said, if you come to China, my parents will cook for you. I wonder if his parents know that. But I would like to get over there just because I never thought in my life I'd go to China. And so I asked Aiden, my oldest, if he'd want to go with me, and he said he would. So I don't know. It might. Right now, I'm afraid to leave the country for fear that I won't be let back in. So, we'll see. So, anyway, live life to the fullest, live life with no regrets, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.